Consulting Services. Hello, you have reached Tanya Ridley, your licensed professional counselor, certified rehabilitation counselor. I'm so excited for you to have come to my show today on the last day of the year. We are looking at December 31st, 2024. This is something that is huge, right? Because we're closing out all of the things and everything that has happened to us over the year. I have learned over my years that years close and new year come in, and you have to be ready and you have to be focused as an entrepreneur and business owner to be able to embrace what is to come or what you plan to have to come. Okay, so I hope that as you are a listener on my show, that you're sitting here and you're listening about becoming an entrepreneur and thinking about your next steps, because that's the individual that I want to help. That is why I am here. Of course, time for change, right? Consulting services, Drop the Book, Business Basics, The Bottom Line by myself. So make sure that you pick that up. My book allows you to make sure that you know the business basics, okay? Now, keep in mind, I introduced myself as a clinician. Tanya Ridley is a clinician. So this is a clinician's perspective to business. I am not a business accounting person. I am not a person who has education in business management. I am a clinician. So what I plan to do is talk to you about the different things in your mind that you need to be able to stabilize yourself and becoming an entrepreneur. This walk, this journey, this new year, new goals, building faith and hustling through your journey is the things that I want to talk about. I want to make sure that you know and that you are fully aware of your journey, and your spiritual connection with God is going to be first and foremost. You cannot be an entrepreneur if you do not have a relationship with God. It is so important for you to know Him, get to know Him, hear Him, and let Him guide you through your walk of life and guidance, okay? So I know that the flyer has been circulating and that I do have a co-host, Mr. Anthony Lee Wright. He is away taking care of his family member right now. We wish him well. And here we are again on the journey of business. I'm here before you regardless of anything that's going on or regardless of anything that is happening to still bring entrepreneurship and business education to you as a person who's going to listen to me. You might have been waiting for this podcast. You might have seen it. Somebody might have gave you a flyer. And I want to make sure that I deliver on the day of to make sure that you understand and that you know my commitment to my business journey. So, welcome. Welcome. All right. So, I want to make sure that I tell you a little bit about how me and Mr. Wright got started and working with each other. He was my political liaison in Time for Change. So Time for Change is a nonprofit agency that eradicates crime and homelessness by way of employment. It's important to know that that is a separate company. That is not Time for Change Consulting, but he supported me and we built a business relationship in Time for Change, where he would introduce me to individuals that are in the political field, in the political realm. And I couldn't be more excited to have him as my co-host, because as I told him, I'm honored to work with him because he actually made me think about some business consultation things and how to navigate through the world of business in a different way, in a different light. So yes, the introduction to the show is Mr. Anthony Lee Wright is my hood perspective. And I am Tanya Ridley. I am from the hood. I am from the hood, right? So I built this company, but I do have individual who's going to give the hood perspective, and I am going to give the clinical perspective. And sometimes I might even get a little hood too, because I think that it's very much important for individuals to know who I am and about that, right? So I'm a native Washingtonian in Southeast, the most impoverished area. Hence my school is Time for Change. It's inside of the most impoverished area in Washington, D.C. area. My mission has always been to give back by way of my mother and my father raising me to understand that it's bigger than you. My mission has always been, I've always felt like it has been ordained Okay, so I've always felt that God was always speaking to me in everything that I do, in every movement, in every educational attainment that I have received. It was because I wanted to be unto others and help others. Hence me being here with you today. Let me take some time out to tell you a little story. So as far as as far as my journey, and I tell you about, because we're talking about the new year and we're talking about journeys and we're talking about faith. I really truly believe that God speaks to me and I listen. So every step and every movement that I take, the gem that you will receive today, is not because of me. I understand that it's because of a higher power that's beyond me. And that's what I want to talk to y'all about and make sure that the foundation of this new year starts with you understanding that that voice that you're hearing, like maybe you need to start something up, maybe you need to do this, maybe you need to do that, is talking to you, telling you next steps, or you see something and it inspires you to do something else. That voice is very much a spiritual connection. Now, everyone doesn't believe in God. Everyone doesn't take God on. But I will tell you this, that if you do not have, and you might have a different religion than I do, but if you do not have a relationship with God to be able to pay close attention to the movements in your life, if you are not praying and understanding that without hard work, prayer does not, faith is not going to give you what you want it to be. Like, you can have faith and all day long, but are you praying? So let me sip. Moment of silence, right? Prayer is so important. So the three components of entrepreneurship that I do want to talk about is spirituality, wealth, and health. So what I realized last year was that I could run. I could run real fast. I could do all types of things and get them all done. And I could run myself to the ground. Run myself right to the ground and not even pay attention to my health. So I took it upon myself last year. Yep, at the same time, New Year's Eve, I was like, I got to think through all of these things and make sure that I dedicate every other day to the gym. Every other day. Because I felt like I have to give unto myself and stop running myself to the ground. So as an entrepreneur, you will find that you will run yourself to the ground. You will find that you're not doing what you need to do. You will find that you're not eating healthy. You will find that you haven't talked to God. You will find that you are running yourself to the ground. This component of making sure that your spirituality, your wealth, and your health is intact is so important. If I had a board, which I'm gonna grow, y'all, so I'm gonna have my little board and I'm gonna be writing. But if I had my board, I would put all of those three components on a triangle for you, so that you can understand that your spirituality, your wealth, and your health is important. Now, what do I mean by wealth, right? So wealth is not rich. Wealth is looking at the bigger picture for your children, right? So building something that's going to be substantial so that you can continue to grow. You can continue to grow and they can continue to grow. And they can continue to look and reflect on what you have built upon them. And it's paying everybody around you. Whether that's property, whether that's a school, whether that's anything, you're focusing on your wealth. Every goal from spirituality to health to wealth, you should be writing something down in those three components every single day as an entrepreneur that you're going to follow through with. So I'm telling you all to take the time out to make sure that you are sitting down, you write those three components down, And then you write down for your new year, what are you going to commit to in those 3 components? Because it's going to be really important for you to stay focused. And what better time to stay focused but on New Year's Eve, right? So back to my last year. So I said, I'm going to start this year focusing on my health. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be okay. I am going to go to the gym every other day. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to take my vitamins. Y'all, I take like 7 vitamins. I'm like taking vitamins for my pee, taking vitamins for everything that you could possibly think of because my vitamin D was deficient. So I've been taking all of my vitamins and trying to keep up with making sure that I drink my water. Because it's so important. You could get dehydrated. You could fall out and die. You could shrivel up. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak. So if you're not focused on these 3 components, there's a problem. So writing down a goal for each one. So spirituality. I pray every morning before I move. Sometimes before I even get up out of bed. Sometimes I go to my favorite place, which is the bathroom, and pray. No, not on the toilet. But I do go and I do pray. I meditate. I have a sense of peace. And I ask God to take control of the entire day and will to me what is meant for me. Move things out the way and tell me what to do and how to move. I'm listening so closely to what people say to me because spiritually, I believe that the Spirit talks to me through people, but also through my mental thoughts and my mental capacity. So again, this is the clinician perspective of business. Okay? Clinician perspective, which means that the thoughts that you are thinking, I'm going to talk about that. I'm a psychoanalyst by trade. I want to make sure that the individuals who are next to me in this podcast are psychologically stable enough to endure business. You are listening to a person who has been in business for 9 years in February. This new TFCC establishment of what I have built now is only the beginning of something else that God has told me to do. I have to help entrepreneurs to understand how to be mentally strong in order to endure what is to come. Yes, we're going to get in the weeds of everything and the specifics of everything. We're going to talk about how to choose your business and how do you know if it's the right business for you and what are some of the things that's involved with you, because those things are going to come. We're going to talk about the right way how to build business. We're going to talk about your taxes. We're going to talk about your life insurance. We're going to talk about all of these things. Yeah, the tangible things. But on December the 31st, I'm going to talk to you about how to effectively start off the year to actually psychologically be ready for business. Business is not for the faint. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint. Everybody's a business owner until they're not, and their business falls. And they don't even realize what hit them because they didn't pay attention to the components, the foundation of what I'm talking about today, which is the spirituality, the wealth, and the health. It could be one goal of one thing, and that is what you need to be focused on. And then you can write another goal next to it over and over again until you build out what it is that you want to do. It's called, in the clinical world, a treatment plan. Yeah, so it's called a treatment plan. I am diagnosing people with entrepreneurship as crazy. I'm telling you that right now. I'm diagnosing you as crazy. If you want to be in business, guess what? You are the craziest person that everyone around you knows, because if you not crazy and taking the hits every time, if you're not prepared and equipped to do that, you ain't ready. I want you to really sit here and think about, are you really doing the best that you can with your health? Is your blood pressure under control? Have you been to the doctors and had a physical this year? Are your teeth intact? Did you get the one that's rotten pulled? Because you need to know that all of those, even your teeth, go straight to the nerves of your brain. And that is a very clinical disconnect when you get that tooth pulled. You gotta heal. Because you're going to be thinking about that tooth, but not only that, your nerves in your brain are exposed because they go straight to your brain. So I want y'all to make sure that y'all are setting goals and doing what you need to do, because if you're not, and based on those three components, then you asking for failure. This is first. This is first. God is first. You are first. Your temple is first. Pay attention. So just pay attention. Pay attention. I don't got my little hood perspective right here, but when I tell you I can hear him in my head, I can't wait for the next show so that y'all can see how we collaborate and move together. Be intentional about your goals when you do write them down. Your journey of moving into the new year is going to be a journey of entrepreneurship, I'm assuming, if you're listening to me. Because if you're listening to me, you want to learn more. If you're listening to me, you want to know, okay, how can I get as strong? Maybe you see me as a strong person. I fall weak. And I'm here today to talk about my vulnerability, because when I wasn't working out, when I wasn't praying, when I wasn't doing the things that I need to do on a daily basis, I did fall weak. And I'm going to talk about that because nobody's perfect. You have to make sure that you're focused on these things and be intentional. Praying for guidance is so important, because if you walk a spiritual walk and a spiritual journey, things will be revealed. If you walk a spiritual walk and a spiritual journey, things will be revealed. Wait, is that a gem? If you walk a certain spiritual life or spiritual journey, things will be revealed. You will listen, you will hear, you will meet people who will be a part of that journey. You will shed people who won't be a part of that journey. You will become completely accountable for your actions in your entrepreneur world and land. You will become completely accountable. It's no more pointing the finger at anybody else in the world because you didn't do what you needed to do. This podcast would exude you with the power to be able to mentally be strong enough to take on and listen to your spiritual journey. I would like to think that I will be a part of that spiritual journey. I would like to think to be a part that with this show, you will continue to listen to me. You will continue to grow with me. And you will continue to give me testimony of, you know what, Miss Ridley, you said that was right on. That helped me. I look forward to it. I do. I look forward to you telling me that my voice gave you inspiration. My voice gave you inspiration, and it allowed you to hear something that you never heard before. Because I know that I am unique, elite, and different from the rest. I know that I am offering something from a clinician that is unheard of. I know that I am being innovative. I know that I am walking a spiritual journey, and I know that God told me to do this. Hence, I'm here, my presence for every listener here. I'm here for you, whether you listen or not. I don't even care, because God told me to. I want you to get into this realm of walk with me. And I'm going to walk you through all of the things educationally I could think of to just make you stronger in education and knowledge. Because yeah, they got AI, and I know what y'all doing. Y'all typing it in and y'all putting in little stuff and thinking that it's going to do what it need to do. But guess what? I'm going to tell you one thing. AI doesn't have God on the other side of it. I would like to think so. But it's not God helping you. Not a computer. It's the breath of a body of a person who has exuded business for almost 9 years, the ability to be able to educate you, because I didn't have AI with my company. So when you're listening to me, you're going to be listening from a perspective of an actual person who's living and breathing, and educating you of a person who's actually living and breathing, walking a spiritual journey, who bumped into many different things and had to navigate through them, whether it was with people, whether it was by myself, but you're never alone. Whether it was with listening to a podcast that's dedicated to business consulting, please be aware that Time for Change Consulting is a business to help entrepreneurs. Time for Change Consulting is the clinician's perspective of business. The bottom line to Business Basics is it's a small little book. It's not that big. It's $5. I let it go. I don't care, right? Because it's important for me to just give you a little piece of, okay, this is the clinician speaking. This is the psychoanalyst speaking. So a little bit about me, like I ain't just say all those letters behind my name just at the beginning just because. I'm very intelligent, very articulate, but I'm giving you me. I'm giving you the Tanya that is the entrepreneur, but the Tanya that is educated, the Tanya that grew up from the hood, the Tanya who's here to tell you the journey, the Tanya who's here to tell you the things that's gained can be the same things that's lost. I'm here to educate you on the path through your journey. So I welcome you to my podcast. I'm so excited that on December 31st, 2024, that you have heard this. And I'm so excited that this is just the beginning. And I'm so enthusiastic about Mr. Anthony Lee Wright, who's going to be here next time in my show. So you can see the actual dynamic of us and what we have going on here for you. I'm so excited and I'm honored for you to have chosen me as your clinician to give you the perspective of business. I cannot thank you so much for listening to me. I'm honored. I'm honored because God has put me here. Now, whether or not you're a part of my journey, that's on you. But I want to thank you for listening. Please go to my website, www.tfc-c.com, to ensure that you stay up to date on our podcast. Follow us on our YouTube channel, Time for Change Consult. We're going to be dropping the podcast videos so that you can stay in tune with all of the education that I will be dropping. I want to thank you. I want to welcome you into 2025. I look forward to working with you. Y'all have a wonderful day.